So in this video, we will talk about what's the S3 tiers available and what's their use, what's the key features, and what's their durability and availability and their pricing into Amazon S3. Before starting these videos, if you haven't subscribed this channel yet, please subscribe the channel and hit the like buttons. Okay, thank you. So let's start with our first S3 standards. This is the first tiering and the class, or you can say the class in the S3, which is most used. It is basically used for the most general purpose. So S3 standards, it's offer the high durability, availability, and the performance object storage for frequently accessed data. It delivers how low latency and high throughput. S3 standard is appropriate for a wide variety of use cases, including cloud applications, dynamic websites, content distribution, mobile and gaming applications, and big data analytics as well. And it's basically used for the general purpose, and because it delivers you the low first byte latency and the high throughput standard. So its S3 standard is well suited for the short term or the long term storage of frequently accessed data. If you require the frequently accessed data with minimum latency and the higher throughput, then you have to choose S3 standard rather than any other class in S3 only. So below are some key features. That first one is the low latency and the high throughput performance is designed for the durability is the 11.9 of objects across multiple availability zone within single region, and is resilient against events that impact an entire availability zone. Designed for 4.9 availability over a given year. It backed with Amazon S3 service level agreements for the availability. It supports SSL for data in transit and encryption of data at rest. S3 lifecycle management, we will look into it what's the lifecycle management in our next videos. And it's the lifecycle management for automatic migrating your objects from one class into another S3 storage class to make your cost low and better for to utilize S3 classes better. So, this is all about the S3 standard class. You just keep remember its durability 11 nines and the availability for the 4 9 is basically used for your generic purpose. Let's say the static website hosting and your some big data analytics and your snapshots, your restore and your backup and the disaster recovery, data archiving, static website security, and the compliance where you need to meet the regional and the government compliance or the client compliance. So you can use the S3 standards. So let's move with the next uh, storage level. So the second one is the Amazon S3 intelligence tiering. As its name suggests, it's the intelligent tiering. So it's keep your cost low to move your the infrequent objects from one objects to the different class. So S3 intelligence tiering storage class is designed to optimize the cost by automatically moving data from one class to the cost effective access tiering. So there is no performance impact or the operational overhead as well. So there is no manual task. We just need it's going to be do it by your own. It works by storing objects in two access tiers, one tier that is optimized for frequent access and another lower cost tier that is optimized for infrequent access. With a small monthly monitoring and the automation fee per objects, Amazon S3 monitor access patterns of the objects in S3 intelligent tiering and moves the ones that have not been accessed for last 30 consecutive days to the infrequent access tier. So just keep in mind you have to pay a little bit to the Amazon to keep to enable the monitoring into your bucket so that it's monitor and analyze what objects are not being used in last 30 days. And if an object in the infrequent access tier is accessed, it is automatically moved back to the frequent access tier. And there are no retrieval fees also when using the S3. Retrieval fees means from one class to the different class. There is no retrieval fees when using the S3 intelligence tiering storage class, and no additional tiering fees when objects are moved between access tiers. So it is the ideal storage class for long-lived data with access patterns that are unknown or the unpredictable. So it's the best suited for the you don't know the pattern of your access of your data, or there is some unprotections into your access of your data. So then choose this intelligent tiering, whether your data going to be accessed very frequently or not or infrequently, then you have to choose this one. And there are some key features of this storage. It's the same low latency and the high throughputs is exactly as the S3 standards. A small monthly monitoring and auto tiering fees you have to pay to Amazon for monitoring and auto tiering, and automatically moves object between two access tier based on changing access patterns. We are going to see how we can create those patterns into S3 to move the data from one objects into the different objects. And designed for durability for of 11.9, exact same as the S3 standard, and the of objects across multiple availability zones. And it's also resilient against event that impact an entire availability zone. It's also, but it's design, it's a S3 standard, that's the 4.9 as the availability. Here you have 3.9 availability over a given year. And it also supports the SSL, exact same as you can have the SSL into your S3 standard when data in transit or when data at rest. So this is all about the intelligence steering. Let's move with our third number of uh, class, S3 class. So third one is the Amazon S3 standard infrequent access, and it's offer the same durability, low latency, and high throughput as your Amazon S3 standard, but is basically designed for long-lived and less frequently accessed data, because as its name suggests, the infrequent access. And as a standard infrequent access class, it has a lower per GB month storage cost than S3 standard, but the price model also includes a minimum object size like 120 KB and minimum duration 30 days and per GB retrieval cost. So it is best suited for infrequent access data, that is storage. That's required to store for longer than 30 days. So there are some key features also here. Let's say of the some low latency and high throughput performance of S3, 11.9's durability exact same as the S3 standard or S3 intelligence steering. And it's also give you the it's also provide the facilities like the resilient against events that impact an entire availability zone. Data is resilient in the event of one entire availability zone distraction. And it's also designed for triple line availability over a given year, exact same as your intelligence steering, back with S3 uh, level agreements. He also support the SSL in transit and at data at rest, S3 lifecycle management for automatic migration of object to other S3 storage class. So that's all about its as standard infrequent access is. Let's move with our the fourth number fourth, and it is one zone infrequent access. The last one was the infrequent access, but the standard infrequent, and the fourth one is one zone infrequent access. So the S3 one zone IA is for data that is accessed less frequently but require rapid access when needed. Exact same is giving you the, it's going to give you the exact same performance as the S3 standard or the standard infrequent access storage, but there is just one catch. Uh, in terms of the data security. So we will talk it in just later. So S3 1 Gion IA store data in a single AG. It's not going to be replicate your data into the multiple availability zone as it's doing in a standard infrequent access and in standard S3 standard class. So your data will be only in one availability zone, and it's reduced the cost 20% less than standard IA in standard IA class. And because you don't they if there is some issue with one zone, so your data going to be lost, and your data will not be accessible till the time they restore the availability zone. And S3 one-zone IA is ideal for customers who want a lower cost options for infrequently accessed data but do not require the availability and resiliencies of S3 standards or S3 standard IA. And it's also a good choice for storing secondary backup copies on on-premise data or easily recreatable data. And you can also use it as a cost-effective storage for data that is replicated from another AWS region using S3 cross-region replications. And we do have some key features here also. It also durability is again 11 nines, but design its availability is 99.5% availability over a given year. It's a same low latency and high throughput as your S3 standards, but the difference is it's going to give you little bit low availability in a year. It's 99.5%. Just keep in mind it's because S3 one zone availability, infrequent access stores data in a single availability zone. Data stored in this storage class will be lost in the event of this availability zone failure or any destruction happen at this availability zone, because your data not going to be replicate into the different availability zone. And five number, that's the our Amazon S3 Glacier. It's basically used for the archiving or backup your data. So Amazon S3 Glacier are a secure, durable, and extremely low-cost Amazon S3 cloud storage class for data archiving and long-term backups. They are designed to deliver 11.9 durability and provide comprehensive security and compliance capabilities that can help meet even the most stringent regulatory requirements. You can reliably store any amount of data at costs that are competitive with or cheaper than on-premise solutions. So to keep your cost low, Amazon Glacier, it's basically optimized for infrequently accessed data where a retrieval time of several hours is suitable. So and S3 Glacier, it's provide three retrieval options that range from a few minutes to the hours. You can expedite it retrieval typical written data in 1 to 5 minutes and are great for active archive use cases. Second options is the standard retrieval, typically complete between 3 to 5 hours. It's the waiting time to get your data after you put your request into Amazon, and work well for less time sensitive needs like backup data, media editing, or a long term analytics. Third options, that's the bulk retrievals are low cost retrieval options, and it's returning large amount of data within 5 to 12 hours. Here your waiting time is increased from 3 to 5 hours to 5 to 12 hours. You have to wait till 5 to 12 hours if you have to put your request in 12 hours in advance. And there are some key features of this Glacier storage also. Let's say it's have the availability, it I mean sorry it has the durability of 11.9, exact same as other classes, and across the multiple availability zone. It's not on within a single availability zone. Your data going to be replicated to other availability zone as well. You don't need to do anything to replicate your data. It's going to be done by S3 itself. And data is resilient in the event of one entire availability zone destruction. Low cost design is ideal for long term configurable retrieval item times and for minutes to hours. S3 put API for direct upload to S3 Glacier, and S3 lifecycle management for automatic migration of objects. And also aware that Amazon Glacier, it allow you to retrieve up to 5% of your S3 total data stored in Glacier for free each month. So you can access your retrieve your data only 5% each month without any paying retrieval charge to Amazon. Last one is the deep archive. Let's move. What's the Amazon Glacier deep archive storage? That's the last class of this S3, and it's S3 Glacier deep archive is Amazon S3 uh, lowest cost storage class and support long-term retentions and digital preservations for data that may be accessed once or twice only in a year. It is designed for the customers, particularly those in highly regulated industries such as the financial services, healthcare, or public sector that retain their data sets for long terms, like say the 7 to 10 years for or even the longer, and they need to meet the regulatory compliance requirements. So S3 Glacier Deep Archive can also be used for backup and disaster recovery use cases, and is a cost-effective and easy to manage solutions. All objects stored in S3 Glacier Deep Archive are replicated and stored across at least three geographically dispersed availability zones, protected by 11 nines of durability, and can be restored within 12 hours. So you have to put the request in advance, at least 12 hours in advance. And some key features for this S3 Glacier Deep Archive is also provide you the durability is 11 nines for your object, lowest cost storage class designed for long-term retention of data that will be retained for 7 to 10 years. It's also ideal alternative to magnetic tape libraries, retrieval time within 12 hours, and again, you can access your objects by put API. Okay, guys, so this is all about S3 classes, and we will look into how to create these buckets, your classes, and how to move the data from one storage to another into our next videos. Thank you, guys.